Hey guys, it's Max. Let's have a little end of the day report on YieldMax, Defiance. We'll kind of look at the buffer report. We'll look at the call spread report and see which one's finished in the money or close to in the money. We'll look at some charts. We'll also look at Defiance, talk about them a little bit. I spoke with, or I didn't speak with Jay. I emailed Jay because I heard West Palm had, or I saw on TV, West Palm had. I'm sure you guys have reached out to Jay also, that you probably know this, but he's fine. Or you watch another influencer that's reached out to him. I don't know, but he's fine. But he did say that he told me that the tornado missed his house by 500 yards. And then he said he knows all about tornadoes because he grew up in Nebraska. I grew up in Oklahoma, of course, and so I know a little bit about tornadoes as well. But in any event, that May 3rd tornado on Moore, that was the biggest one in history. Moore, I had a house that I could see Moore from my back porch. So in any event, it was very, very fancy in Oklahoma. There's nothing like Austin where you have a beautiful view of hill country with deers and oh my gosh. All right. Oklahoma's beautiful too in its own way. Oklahoma's gorgeous. All right, so let's do this. Let's look first at YieldMax because I know most of you guys are here for YieldMax. So we're going to start with the old triple threat report because this is my new favorite little YieldMax report. Okay, so this is the buffer report and the call spread report all rolled into one. So this shows us, and it just refreshed too. This shows us where the stock, how the stock's doing in relation to its parent asset, but it also shows us how close the option is to being in the money. These are the ones, these are options or stocks or ETFs that had stocks with call spreads on them, at least as of yesterday. I don't get these trades live. They may have switched them today, but I mean, as of yesterday. But then I'll put today's in tonight and we'll see those tomorrow. So we'll stay on top of this. But now let's look how to read this. So the call spread, we want the call spreads to all be in the money or close to in the money, which is on the left side. The little blue area is how far the call spread is out of the money. Let me show you what the source. Oh shit! So you can see these up here are the ones that I would say that that are doing the best, and especially you look at one over here where it's only 3% from being in the money. The call spread part of it, the spread component of it, the bot part of the spread, and it's catching almost all the upside. Look, SNO was up 3.44, SNOY was up 3.12. Great job. Same thing with AIYY, and I've been watching this one for a while. It's catching all the damn upside, more than all the upside, more than a share of upside. And you can see right here, the call spread's only 10 points out of the, for being in the money. And so traders probably see that, and they're anyway, and we still have, tomorrow to go. So rock and roll. Look at this one. Jomo killing it. Of course, oil bounced and was up today. We also saw that USOY, which is the Defiance Oil Fund, was up. We'll look at Defiance stuff in a second. I don't forget about Defiance. Sky looks good. Abney pulling back today, but showing some buffer. Now look at this, outperforming the parent, TSMY. And of course, the call spread's basically at the money, and it's a great stock, or it's in the right place at the right time, I guess. Investors like it today, let's just say. I don't know if it's a great stock. But anyway, and it's outperforming its parent. So that is very good to see. On the bad list, you would have to say, I don't see anyone underperforming the parent. So I'm not really going to put anyone on the bad list. All these are in line with what you'd expect. This is what we're paying for. Crash is inverse. That's why it's up a little bit. It's up a little bit when Tesla's down, right? I should have Tesla right next to Crash. Well, there's Tesla, yeah. Tesla's down, and the call spread's is still pretty far out of the money. Okay, so let's look at, I made this for you guys. I think you guys might like this. Okay, this is a monster trade that YieldMax has on. Look at this. The max loss on this trade is $215,000. And I don't know if that's YieldMax's max loss. Because I haven't followed, this is for MSTY. I haven't followed them from the beginning. This is just their trade this week. And let me try to show you. Expires. Okay, so this is actually their trade for next week. Let's move the target out here. The target's not far enough because it doesn't know this thing's badass. Right. We know that though. Okay. There we go. All right. So this right here is a call spread. So if it was just a covered call like it would be in the old days, the profit loss graph would look like this. I mean, you can make extra money on the NAV all the way until you got to 219. Then you aren't making another penny unless they roll, right? Okay, but you can already see the answer. The little white line inside of it is the call spread's profit and loss. So on the call spread, that's no longer a problem. On the call spread, if the stock, if you hold it till expiration and the stock goes over, 240, which is the spread, say to 250 or something, you're looking at $100 million profit on this, and something like that. I don't know the cost basis of the synthetic. So but I'm just trying to show more the option spread part of it. The other thing is, so the shelf, that area is where you have a give up. That's where you're not going to make as much money, right? Well, he's going to roll early. So watch, here's the profit and loss graph when Jay rolls. So there's no shelf. So there's really no give up, or not a lot of give up. So that's the whole idea, that this trade, you can, that's the whole idea. This is a really slick idea. It's not the be all and end all. There's plenty of strategies out there like QYLD and others that do fully capped covered calls, JEPQ, and they're fine. They're fine companies. There's nothing wrong with the fully capped, the regular covered call. There's actually advantages to doing that way as well. We're just talking about the advantages to the YieldMax way because this is YieldMax Report. And thank God, Defiance also switched over to this method on SPY-T and triple QT. All right, so let's look at maybe the old buffer report. The old buffer report frustrates me, or let's look at the index buffer report because indexes are important. Look at this, SPY-T up when the index is down. You got to love that. WDTE down, unfortunately, more than the index. The market's basically unchanged, down 21 bips. We're going to call that unchanged. I mean, basically, SPY-T eked out a gain, triple QY eked out a gain. Y triple Q, of course, that's an inverse fund. When the market's down, it should eke out a gain. So that's what we'd expect. YieldMax outperformed on the downside. ULTY outperformed on the downside. YBTC was down, but it had plenty of buffer. Maxi was down and had no buffer, had negative buffer. So just be that as it may, it's just one day. Best looking one on the board's USOY, and it's been killing it all week. And I want to let's talk about USOY really quick. So USOY, and we're going to actually look at a chart of it. USOY is in the situation. It's actually USO we're actually going to talk about. But it's in the situation where its volatility is going up at the same time its stock's price is going up. I talk about indexes a lot on this station, on indexes, which is, all the Defiance funds use. And a lot of indexes are different. Indexes, whenever they're pulling back and going down, volatility is jacked. And that kind of helps you on some of those Defiance funds because when the market's pulling back, at least volatility is jacked. Well, anyway, this is a different element. Oil works different than the stock market. Oil's volatility can go up at the same time the market can go up, the stock market for oil. So, and you can see that. Look how tall these boxes are here. The height of the box represents the amount of premium they received. But they're even receiving good premium here, 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 here. It looks like back in here, even though it was kind of high, just by eyeballing it, it doesn't look like the premium was as high for whatever reason, probably because of stuff that's going on in the world, maybe in front of the election, uncertainty in front of the election. For whatever reason, oil is rallying. Well, that's kind of a good news if you're a stock market bull, because lately oil and the market have been somewhat correlated. So, at some point, maybe the market will take off. So let's look at the market real quick and discuss why it hasn't taken off. All right, there's SPX. It pulled back a little bit. Yeah, gosh, it finished under the profit box. We probably need to look at that first. It was making like a nice profit last time we looked. It looks like Triple QI made a little profit. They rallied into the close, made about maybe a quarter profit or something. I guess it's a good time to look at that. All right, so WDTE, let's see what kind of profit they made. They look like they had negative profit, otherwise known as a loss. No, look at this. They squeaked out $6,600. This isn't official either. This isn't official. So we'll see, but we shall see. Down 3 cents a share on the month. Dividend estimate is 42 cents right now. Okay, Triple QI. These guys squeaked out. Remember what I say about a fourth or something? These guys squeaked out about a fourth. They made about a fourth. They're up 81 cents a share. Dividend estimate 46 cents. Rock and roll, right? IWMY, these guys, let's see what these guys did. All right, so these fellas, they had an actual trading loss. Okay, it's the third one of the month, but they're down 1 cent a share. So they're basically even on the month. Dividend estimate 56 cents. Easy peasy, right? Now let's look at USOY. Let's see, this option expires tomorrow unless they've done something with it, which they might have. But we'll see. I'll get the trades here in a little bit and load them tonight. And I'll try to update everything and make sure I catch all the YieldMax new trades. And if you guys like that report, I'm going to keep trying to have it. I'll keep trying to make it quick and where we can kind of see what's happening and it's quick at everything. All right. So on this one, we're looking at about $1.36 for a dividend. I know that sounds high. Last time I said $1.50, it was only like $1.05 or something. I don't know what I was thinking last time, but this time, like I was just saying, we were looking at oil volatility. Looks like it's up lately, and I've noticed it in the math too. So I think this one's going to be higher. Okay, so now let's talk. We're not going to really talk that much about it, but let's look at volatility. Okay, well, volatility in this time frame is kind of starting to trend down. Volatility trends down. It means people are taking hedges off, and people aren't just maybe bearish about the future. But I also look at this measure of volatility, which is still pretty much trending up. So we'll see which one wins. Right now, I have a little trend following system that tries to be trend following. If it was truly trend following, it'd be long right now, because I guess it's a counter trend system, because last Monday it said it started looking for the market to sell off, and it just hasn't happened yet. It started looking for it at the SPY level 570. The SPY is at 575 right now. So it's not like it's gone too far away from it either. But I don't know. This probably is just regular volatility, maybe just in front of the election. Maybe as soon as the election's over, maybe whatever happens, volatility starts selling off, and then the market will start trading like normal again. But it's unusual for the market to be up. See, this is volatility. Well, and this is the market. We'll just look at the market down here in this overlay. Volatility in the market don't go up at the same time. Generally, look right there. The market made a bottom. And then right here. So the market's up over this time frame. Volatility is not really up in a straight sideways, but volatility is definitely up over since here. Anyway, so it's not the only thing to look at, but volatility is one of the key things to look at that'll help keep you on the right side of the trade, I believe. Anyway, leave me something in the comments if you disagree or whatever. There's other ways and better ways to do trend following for sure. And this isn't really trend following. I'm trying to make a system that's more like a volatility model, and people are buying volatility. You know, it's a negative, you know, it keeps you cautious on the market. I didn't invent this. There's jillions of other things just like this out there. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Like I say every day, I really do. I never ask for likes or subscribes, or I rarely say that. And I rarely do any of the stuff I'm supposed to do as a creator. But anyway, it's more fun this way, right? I like to have fun. All right, guys, take her easy.